Javier Quesada from Kento Digital Printing. Yeah, take the stage, please.
I'm the guy with the boxes. Many of you know me already. For those who don't know me yet, I'm the founder and CEO of Kento. We produce hybrid printers for the corrugated industry. We have installed a few machines in Europe, America, and Africa. And we are a very, very specialized company. We just print on corrugated. Okay? It's been explained here yesterday and today how slow digital printing grows in corrugated. We have been seeing many of our customers using our machines, printing on corrugated, and we thought it would be a good idea to share with you a real example of digitalization of the corrugated industry. We are going to talk about cerveza and digital printing. Cerveza, you know what it is, right? It's the most used word in Spanish. Una cerveza, por favor, right? Okay, so this is an end user of corrugated boxes. Okay? This company is a mid-sized brewery based in Sevilla, in the south of Spain, and it's an end user of packaging. So here you see different packagings. You see bottles, labels, cups, and corrugated boxes, of course. Cervezas Gran Vía is based in the south of Spain. They produce 3 million liters of beer per year, and they sell all around Spain, but mainly in the south, in Andalusia. Just to give you an idea of the beer market worldwide, 30,000 breweries worldwide. 90% of them, what is called microbreweries. So they produce, these microbreweries, less than 100,000 liters per year. A big one, more than 1 billion. But 90% of them, small breweries. So it's a huge market for corrugated packaging, huge. They sell through 2 distribution channels. On-trade, hotels, restaurants, bars, or retail. We go to the supermarket and we buy a box of beers. Cervezas Gran Vía is selling mostly through the on-trade channel, so selling to bars, restaurants, and hotels. But they think that their future growth goes through households, selling directly in supermarkets. So they needed to change. They had this packaging, this box. This is the box they were using until recently, 2 or 3 months ago. Okay? What do you think of this box? Like it? Nice? Boring. Yeah, so because this mainly is a shipping packaging. This is made for transportation and for protection. But they need to sell in supermarkets. So we go there, and you know, when we go to the supermarket, there are a lot of statistics about that. Most of what we buy in a supermarket is decided right there, not planned. So we need to catch the eye of the customer. What do you think of this? Much better, right? Because this is a point-of-sale packaging. So Cervezas Gran Vía needed to go from shipping containers to point-of-sale packaging. What I'm going to share with you now, it's what has been the process, the decision process of Cervezas Gran Vía to go from shipping containers to point-of-sale packaging. We analyzed first the different alternatives, technical alternatives, that Cervezas Gran Vía was considering with different suppliers, and later on, we will talk numbers, okay? Everything under the point of view of Cervezas Gran Vía, okay? I'm not talking about the box maker. I'm talking about the end user, okay? Technical alternatives, don't worry, it's going to be quick. There are more than this, but these are the most important. Okay? We can consider preprint or postprint. Preprint is when we print on paper and then we produce the corrugated board. Postprint is when we print directly on the board. We are going to consider 3 different printing technologies: flexo, offset, and digital, and combinations, hybrid alternatives. That's what we do. And we are considering different approaches. First one, process. Yesterday, Amir, HP, I don't know if he's still here, but he was thinking that when analyzing digital printing, we were not considering the whole process. Hi, Amir. So what we are going to do here is first analyze how is the process, the total process of manufacturing of the box. Okay? Not only printing. Second, we are going to analyze cost, fixed cost, plates, and variable cost, like inks, for example. And obviously, quality, printing quality. Not all printing technologies have the same or similar final result. So starting for offset sheet fed. This is a preprint process. First, we get a sheet of paper and we print it in an offset press. We have to produce in a separate process the corrugated board. We need to laminate the printed sheets of paper to the corrugated board, and finally, we need to die cut. Okay, these are die-cut boxes. The customer, Cervezas Gran Vía, in their production lines, they close the box. They glue the box, and they finish the process of assembling the box. So the corrugated box maker sends the boxes flat, and the customer, the end user, is closing the box around the product. Okay, so offset sheet fed, as we said, four steps. For very, very big volumes, lamination and production of the corrugated can be one step, but for much bigger volumes than what Cervezas Gran Vía needs. Remember that this is a mid-sized brewery. They don't produce billions of liters of beer. They produce 3-4 million, and now they are starting with point of sale. So this probably less than 1 million liters per year. Okay? Small volumes. From a quality point of view, offset is the top. The best quality is what we print with offset. Plates. Flexo plates are very inexpensive. The box maker produces the plates. They have CTPs, they have printers, digital printers to produce the plates. So very inexpensive. And ink, it's very cheap. So we will do that with every single process. Here we see a downside process. Offset, sheet-fed offset is a very long process, a lot of different steps that makes less efficient the total production system. Let's go now to pre-print flexo. In this case, we are printing with flexo on a roll, on a paper roll. And this paper roll goes to the corrugator where it's laminated with the corrugated paper. And later, die cut, okay? Very high quality, because we are printing on paper. With flexo, we can print with very high quality. It's maybe not as high as offset, but similar. Problem here, plates. Plates are very expensive. These plates for flexo are produced in a special polymer, rubber, produced only by DuPont, so very expensive. In this case, we need 5 colors, 4 CMYK for the process, for the photographic image, and 1 for the green, for the background. The cost of plates for a box like this in preprint can be 5,000–6,000 euros. Okay? So, and we need to do that for every different box. Cervezas Gran Vía has 4 different products until now. Okay? This is the highest runner, the longer runner, and then they have 3 other types of beer, much slower production. Inks, flexo inks, very inexpensive, not a problem. So again, we have here The downside are plates cost, the fixed cost. It's very expensive to buy plates for every single box when printing Flexo. Preprint digital is the same. Instead of printing Flexo in the paper reel, we print digital. Same process, exactly the same. Very high quality. No plates, perfect, no cost, but digital inks, on average, are 10 times more expensive than Flexo or offset inks. So that's the downside of preprint digital. And finally, with preprint, hybrid. We can combine, we can print Flexo, where there is a very high coverage of ink, the green background, and digital, where you need high graphics, basically. So you need only one plate for Flexo, and you use very little amount of ink, of digital ink, that is more expensive. So, no ugly faces, no red faces here in the hybrid. For the moment, this is a very hybrid preprint is in a very, very early stage. There is only one manufacturer doing that, and there's only one or two machines maybe in the world doing this, preprint hybrid. Okay? Let's go post-print. Remember, we print on the board, on the corrugated board. We don't print on paper, we print on the corrugated board. Post-print Flexo. This box is being printed with post-print Flexo. So the process is very simple. They produce the board in the corrugator. In this case, in one board, or there are 3 boxes of this, and then goes to a Flexo die cutter. One machine, when they print with Flexo, 3 colors in this case, and die cut in one pass. Very simple and efficient process. Acceptable quality. The new Flexo machines, high bore lines, they print quite well. Not the same as offset or digital, but not too bad. Again, very costly plates. 5 plates can be here 4,000 or 5,000 euros for every individual box. And again, very low cost of inks. Flexo inks, very inexpensive. Plates. Again, with Flexo, we have always the same fixed cost for every different box. Post-print digital, so single pass, full digital. In this case, the process is a little bit more complex than with Flexo because there are no printers and die cutters in line. Okay? We produce the board, we print, we die cut. 3 steps. Okay? Very high quality, no plates, full digital, but again, very high cost of ink. Keep in mind, we are talking about this specific case and this specific customer. This is a 100% coverage box. So if the box were a white box, no printing, then numbers will be different, okay? And my approach would be different. Okay, in this case, it's a full cover, full printed box, very high cost of digital inks. That's the downside here. And finally, post-print hybrid Flexo digital. That's what we do. 2-step process, because we can print and die cut in line. We do it, actually. Okay, our printers have die cutters in line. Very high quality, digital quality, and Flexo quality for solid colors is the best. Is the easiest and the best. Flexo plates, we need 1. Because for the solid, for the background, we need 1 Flexo. And as we are printing very little with digital, the cost of digital inks is also very reasonable. Okay? So this is a summary of the different alternatives that Cervezas Gran Vía had to consider when deciding how to produce and to which supplier buy their new boxes. We see ugly red faces in most of them. In my opinion, that's what we do. Hybrid printing is the best alternative for this type of volume and for this type of boxes. Okay? Let's talk now about numbers. What we have done is asking my former colleagues in the corrugated industry and some competitors quotations for this specific box using different technologies. Okay, and we made an average. And then we analyzed, first thing, fixed cost plates. Okay, we see the difference, the big difference. 0 in full digital, that's great for digital, very low for offset, and very high for flexo. And reasonable in hybrid, because we have only one plate for the background, basically. Okay? So what we do is we allocate the cost of plates to the selling price or the purchasing price for Cervezas Gran Vía. Okay? So we are considering already all this in the prices, in the selling prices from the box maker to Cervezas Gran Vía. We distribute that. And we are analyzing different volumes. It's not the same buying 2,000 boxes than 2 million boxes. Okay? Cervezas Gran Vía, for this specific box, is going to buy in a year around 50, 60,000 boxes, no more than that. But for the other type of beers, they are going to buy less. For example, for the non-alcoholic beer, they are going to buy in runs in orders of 2,000 units. So prices tend to be high. Here you see preprint for these volumes is not an option, because preprint, normally, you never print less than one roll. In one roll, you can have 60,000 boxes of this. So it would be the total production of this box for 1 year. Impossible, too expensive. Okay? So we see offset is very expensive because of the process. The process is too long, so there is waste, there is labor, there is in every step. And here, hybrid is the best option because you have a reasonable cost of plates and very low cost of ink. Full digital, very expensive because there is a lot of ink, and flexo, also expensive because of plates. 5 plates, remember, 4,000 euros. If we grow in volume, we see that obviously costs are going down, selling prices are going down. The only technology that is not really going very, very down is digital, because in digital, almost everything is variable. It's the same producing 1 than 100 boxes, because the main cost is ink, digital ink. Okay? So we see that offset from 50,000 units gets there, and flexo and hybrid gets to the same level as volume grows. Actually, flexo is a little bit cheaper even compared to hybrid when volumes go up. So for this specific box, for this specific customer, for these volumes, hybrid is clearly the best option, but when reaching 50,000 units, flexo gets more competitive. And offset is getting there. Very important. Sometimes it's not the quality, the printing quality, sometimes is not really comparable. So if you go with the loop, flexo is not an option. You go offset or digital. Okay? So finally, obviously, Cervezas Gran Vía has been producing this box. These are real productions, okay? Using our machines. Keep something in mind. The impact of a box in beer is very high. It can be up to 6% of total cost of materials. So for Cervezas Gran Vía, that was a very important decision to go and decide this technology. So thank you very much for your time. Now, you behave very well, so you deserve a beer. So go and have a beer and enjoy Cervezas Gran Vía. Hope you like it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic. And thanks for the beer as well.